Jai Shri Krishna, and we are continuing with the Uddhav Gita. My suggestion is that since I'm continuing with it, you listen to what I have said earlier. I try hard to make it concise and simple for you. And if you remember last time, Uddhav, who's Krishna's friend, asked him, how can man live in the world and remain free from bondage? What is bondage? Bondage is attachment, the gunas, the kam, krodh, lobh, moh, ahankar, the greed, passion, attachment, ego. How does one live in the world and remain free from bondage? And here Krishna explains that when Rajas is conjoined with Tamas, the presence of Sattva is faint. See, Rajas is that guna that makes us act, and there's nothing wrong with it. But and the Tamas is the one that has sloth, the lower tendencies, for want of a better word. So when the Rajas and the Tamas are too predominant, the Sattva in one is faint. And when the Sattva in one is faint, then you start getting deluded and grief. You feel, if you notice, a spiritual person is less affected by grief and what happens in the world, rather than a man who is so-called not spiritually inclined, not for any other reason. Maybe it's not that necessarily he does more pujas, more rituals, but a person who has less of Rajas and Tamas automatically has more Sattva in him. And in the case of you have too much Rajas and too much Tamas, then grief arises more. And that is why I keep saying, after most of our responsibilities are over, listen to some of the scriptures. If not, at least meet people who you notice have got the right vibes. But anyway, continuing with the Uddhav Gita, Krishna tells Uddhav, bondage and liberation do not exist in actuality. Now look, he's saying here that you're not bound. If you believe yourself to be free, you are free. There's no question of being bound. Now why? Because he says objects may be in front of you, but do not be trapped in them. You can enjoy them, but do not get trapped in them. Even though living in the body, do not get identified with the body. Now that is a whole lot study which we have been discussing in Vedanta, in the Ashtavakra Gita. So to be able to understand that, one definitely requires a little more study. But I have spoken a lot about Vedanta, the Ashtavakra Gita a little bit, and also about Yog Vashisht. If you go through those links that I have sent you, then you can study at home, you can contemplate, and you will be a happier person. I promise you that. And until next time, you take care and God bless.